Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of WWX, that is Wrestling with Exotics. On this episode, we're going to be featuring the news that happened over this past week's Memorial Day weekend. First, we're going to be going over Night of Champions, also
NXT Battleground,
as well as AEW Double or Nothing. So let's get right on into it. What kicked off Night of Champs?
Man, I actually enjoyed Night of Champions for the most part, but there was a couple matches that I was like,
Why is it there?
Why is it in there? You know what I mean? Night of Champions is supposed to be a pay-per-view full of champions. There shouldn't be any other match but that. And I'm also kind of disappointed that Roman didn't defend the Undisputed Belt at this pay-per-view, which I thought was very, very strange. But in the end, it did provide us with great drama at the end of this pay-per-view. But where I want to start is with Seth versus AJ Styles for the new World Heavyweight Championship. And what can I say? I knew Seth was going to win this shit from the very jump. As soon as I seen the attire matching the painted nails, I said to myself, Seth, this nigga's in the Illuminati. And I also said, Seth, this nigga's going to win this match for sure. You know what I mean? The whole thing just felt staged, though, if I'm being honest. From the interviews they did all the way down to the match, it looked like AJ was holding back as well, which I didn't appreciate. What was also telling is the fact that AJ Styles is a SmackDown competitor. So why is he challenging for a Raw belt? It just kind of, when you do the math on it, it's like, okay, yeah, they're definitely going to give it to Seth. They just need somebody to shit on. You know what I mean? So also what was telling was AJ Styles is not homegrown like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came from NXT and shit. AJ Styles came from TNA. They like, nah, we not doing that. That would be the same as AEW making a new belt and then allowing a WWE guy to be the first one to hold it. They've done it before, but it was understandable because they're a new company. But as of right now, they definitely would not be doing that, which is why MJF has the belt right now. And they've been highlighting AEW talent more and more lately just for that fact right there. The one major thing I'm hoping from Seth is I really hope this is not about to be an everyday thing like Matt Riddle. We've been coming on this show saying for months how Matt Riddle need to stop that shit. I don't need Seth doing the same thing. It's already bad enough that everybody calls your wife the man. Everybody makes jokes about Seth getting pegged and shit. It's like, come on, bro. You not helping yourself at all. At all.
I don't care.
You know what I mean? And speaking of Becky, I wonder how she feels about his nails being painted. Like,
probably picked them out. Probably approval. I know he did. He did. I know he was like, babe, honest question. You know, not a champion's coming up. Are you thinking of matching gold to match with the gold I'm about to get? It's just Seth Rollins. It's Seth freaking Rollins, isn't it? Yeah, totally, babe.
Oh my God! Like,
when you want to burp her for me? You want to burp her for me? It was my time last time. You can burp her.
I just couldn't believe that's how he wanted to present himself when he first won this title. You over here taking pictures next to Triple H with your nails painted, trying to look tough. Like, come on, bro. Stop playing.
Doing his signature pose.
Right. Like,
I love that.
Bro, before the match started, I already changed my pick and I was going for AJ Styles just for that reason right there. Because I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't want that as my champion. You know what I mean? That shit is just not it.
Seth acting different.
What was your thoughts on Night of Champions?
Overall, for this specific match, it was great. I kind of see what you're saying. To some degree, you felt like it was held back, but that's because I feel like the vignette, how much promo they put into Seth to give him that special highlight factor. You knew it was almost a foregone conclusion that he was going to win, but at the same time, that's what they threw. I feel like WWE is the one who leaked the fact that he's going to movie sets and doing all this shit because they wanted to have some type of, oh, we might give it to AJ because you already know Seth deserves it. Seth's been our workhorse. He's been on a fucking brand that hasn't had a world championship for 3 years and been somehow able to stay relevant, not get buried, never lose any steam, and keep us afloat on.
Remember that long-ass losing streak that he had, too? Yeah. He was able to overcome that. Like,
so Seth has been able to show that you can do anything to me, but I can overcome. That is actual world championship material. As far as, I feel like what this problem was with this match, AJ couldn't fully go all out because the story wasn't fully there, because he was more so keeping up the story on his end by his little bits and pieces when he would get a little interview or a little commentary time. they're full on giving Seth Rollins the opportunity to speak and sit down with Corey Graves and give his whole spiel and let him build this factor. Even if you are not a long life watching WWE fan and seeing Seth, let's say you just started watching Raw 3-4 weeks ago, and you see Seth begin this journey toward championship. He just filled you in on why reason he should have it. AJ ain't sitting down. They put together a video package, but the video package doesn't do the same as this man sitting there with his chest open in his blouse telling you he needs this. Yes. and he like it's a different
it was
thing.
A complete difference between AJ's interview and Seth's interview. That's exactly what I was saying in mine. Like you could tell like this shit is
it's designed for me because if he did all that sit down shit and didn't win, it looked embarrassing and doing all that extra stuff. So
he was in a blouse.
Yeah, he was in a blouse.
And you had your nails painted.
So I just knew Seth was very transcendent and he was heading in an upward direction again. That's why he's doing these elements and these changes, because when you win and you produce, it's cool. But when you don't produce and you look crazy, you just look crazy and you don't produce. But when you produce, it don't matter what you look like. So right now, as of right now, he's producing. He can paint his nails, he can paint his toes, he can do whatever.
All type of shit.
He can do whatever.
That's why Matt Riddle couldn't do it. That's why it wasn't working for him.
Because he didn't produce. He just looked crazy.
Yeah.
But like I said, Seth's upward. He's trending. I don't even know who the next challenger is. Like, let me tell you when you know you got a good world champion. You don't got to worry about a challenger because that champion is selling it up. So whoever go against, that's something that MJF is selling factor for. He's such a good world champion. They're not necessarily looking for his next opponent. You're just like, who could beat him? Seth is the same thing. You're not looking for who could beat Seth. Mm-hmm. And Seth is a technical savant. He's all this. He already has a whole resume that doesn't even need a world championship. So for him to have this, you're just excited for the new opportunity. It doesn't matter who you put in front of him. Who am I going to see get curb stomped? And that's what I'm looking forward to. I think this is a good way to start the pay-per-view. And one thing I will say, WWE and these 3-man event type bullshit, you need to cut that shit out. Yeah. You need to stop advertising shit like that. Yeah. You know what it is? It's cool if you surprise us and we just have to take it and deal with it. But you trying to list it as you trying to play a mind game with me and say, hey, they're all on the same level. No. You're trying to not hurt anybody's feelings
of the show
for a reason. You put Seth and them at the beginning of the show because you know damn well Roman said, I'm not. Come on. You know Roman's not going on anything that's not last. Right. And Roman doing that elevates everybody that's in a match with him. Because you know if you're in a match with Tribal Chief, you're going on last. You're not doing second, third. Oh, I'm last. I main evented. When Sammy and KO talk, they're like, we main evented the last 3-4 pay-per-views. Fucking right.
Plus, when was the last time you seen a tag team match main event?
And Roman's bringing that back because the last time I could think of like legible tag team matches main event is Batista, John Cena taking on Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Caliber of that. Now, that's a real heavy hitter match.
I mean, the New Day and the Usos were main eventers. They've had main event matches before.
Main event matches, yeah.
But it's been a very long time since we've seen something like that.
And to that degree where it's like the New Day and the Usos are like match made in heaven when it comes to tag teams. But it's like they don't have people talking on end like that compared to Roman because New Day's fans and the Usos are more diehard. They're finally getting their respect.
Yeah.
New Day, Roman is like, you can't miss him. He's doing Jimmy Fallon. He's making Cody have to suffer and just deal with Brock Lesnar shit. He is just in his own realm where he eats everything alive that he's involved with. So even though Sammy did get his just due and all that, just being in his hometown, at the end of the day, it's the fact that Roman's displeased. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Seth starting off the show is good, but Seth, if you really want to take that, you could cut all the promos you want about being Eddie and doing all the extra shit, but you got to understand that what made Eddie an Eddie was the fact that he was willing to bite the bullet, Seth. And you coming out here wearing all of the tension grabbers and doing what you want and saying bye-bye, bitch, you don't really want to bite the bullet. You want to be able to act like your shit don't stink. And as long as Roman's around, you're going to have to act like it stinks. And if you really want to put that cement, that legacy that's going to be compared to his no matter what, because you did have the jump start, because they did view you as the most ready one. You had the world championship. You ain't never come back from that reign. That first reign before you took your knee, you tried a sunset flip on Kane and your knee buckled. We need to see with this reign, you can pass that shit. Because even with that reign, I look back on it like, damn, Seth won a lot of matches. He cheated, but just the in-ring prowess I saw from you, I was taking for granted because you had to adapt your moveset so that way you didn't get injured. That way you didn't take off time like that. So literally, I'm seeing you now, and I see what the fastest, but you gotta vamp it up because we often compare you to Kenny, and Kenny's older than you, and he does shit crazier than you rapidly.
Quick.
And I'm like,
Matt Riddle as well. Matt Riddle is kind of just like Kenny Omega in that sense because of the chain wrestling. After he German suplexes you, he's getting ready to knee you in the face, and then he's trying to do a brawling senton. Like, he's hitting you with chain wrestling. I see
Kenny do a Green Bay plunge into a headstand, into the ropes, into a back move. So Seth, you can't do that in under 10 seconds. And Kenny, that's what he's doing. Like, the only thing Kenny takes long is him putting you on his shoulders and he's gauging it. But once he flips, he doesn't pause. So I'm like, Kenny's 38, you're like 35, bro. I know you're trying to play it safe, but that's why Kenny is the way he is. Kenny didn't play it safe. He literally chose not to go WWE so he can have that international presence and be well-renowned so he can be compared to you and you have that push behind you, Seth. So you have to realize that, yes, you have competition. Stop thinking, fuck a Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay's trying to keep up with Kenny, and Kenny beat him. Kenny went over with him recently this year at Dominion. Look at all the people I'm listing as the people that you're going against Ospreay, but he got 2 legible contenders that damn near whooped his ass in the match. And Seth, I can't say the last time you physically dominated somebody. And the thing is, Kenny has the finesse.
Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
He did Ali bad, but you got to remember, look at Kenny.
He did Matt Riddle bad that one time.
Yeah. At Clash of Castle, he did him wrong. He said, what about you? He did him bad. We need more of that. We need that mean streak because now, Seth, you got to realize, you don't have an ensemble with you. You're by yourself. And you've been carrying yourself with that brashness, and that's perfect. But that brashness, we need to tap into more of that bye-bye bitch. Because that Seth Rollins is the one that's going to sell the ticket.
Yeah, that Falcon Arrow, like, I need to see more than just that. Like, that's a great move, but, bro, you need, like, 3 other chain wrestling moves that you can do in the ring. And, yeah, you're Seth freaking Rollins and ain't got to do a lot to get your point across, but at the same time, just to show your evolution in the ring, and just to show, like, these niggas really can't keep up with you, that's the best way to do it. That's why I was so hyped on Matt Riddle before he came to the main roster, because that's what he was doing on NXT. Bro, he was doing people bogus on NXT. He was North American champion at one point. So Matt Riddle ain't for no bullshit, but ever since he got to the main roster, it ain't been like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Seth.
Where do you see AJ going from this now?
I see AJ getting ready to challenge Roman Reigns sometime down the line. And I feel like he or Bobby Lashley will be the next ones to take it from him. Because those are the only 2 legible names I see on that roster to take it right now.
Yeah.
How long do you think Seth Rollins' reign is going to be?
Perfect. This is the... Seth, let me just show you this, bro. The reason why I tell you got to overcome that last reign, the specific reign I'm talking about, because none of your championship reigns even equal to the first one you had with the Authority, is because not only did you have longevity with the shit, and you didn't really have a clean, like, decisive, because that was a good reign, but you didn't have a decisive, I lost the shit. You got to give it up to injury. In that reign, you showed, even though you weren't the best talker, that just on in-ring wise, and just the little tidbits you would do backstage to being a sneaky heel, oh, you got it. You got it. Because there's a lot of shit that you still do to this day, and I know why you are the way you are. But at the same time, that reign, you never really showed me that you could be a Bianca Belair, a 300-plus day World Heavyweight Champion, okay? Because, Seth, you come out with the glitz and glam, you got to realize that can be oversaturated easily. That's why we're telling you to do these moves and do the shit to keep us invested in the ring.
Also, luckily for him though, right now, gay shit is in. Unfortunately, I hate to fucking say it, but everybody loves a good drag queen. Yeah. And that's exactly what Seth Rollins is right now. Kind of like a drag queen.
He pushes the boundaries and he's family friendly. He got a daughter. He's just like it's equal rights. It's like equal rights completely.
It is literally the demonic thing that they're trying to push on the community. Like, yeah, this is okay. This is okay. Look, he's a champion. You can be like this and be a champion. instead of being an actual grown ass man and winning it, such as somebody like a John Cena or Batista or The Rock or Triple H.
I
They
tell
didn't
you
have
this,
to paint their nails
I
or
tell
act
you,
zesty or none of that.
MJF ain't coming out, man, never doing that.
MJF is not coming
He's-
out like that.
I'll
CM Punk is
a
not coming
spoiler,
out like
a spoiler just for this. And MJF had his entrance for Double or Nothing. He came down from the rafters in a throne. Not only that, he had a bunch of women on their knees serenading him as he walked to the ring.
Yep.
He's anti-nigga. He didn't have not one dude doing that. So that lets me know he ain't trying to paint the image where I need men to respect me and bow down to me. The women can, the dudes can fuck off, and I'm trying to win championships. Now, that's a part of the reason why I do enjoy him, because he's a classic bad heel. He's doing everything on screen that's saying you should not root for me. You should hope I die and get hit by a car.
Right.
As soon as I got off the screen, you should have been like, I hope they fucking stab him back there. Right. That is a heel. That is what they need. That is a generational talent, because what he's able to say on that microphone and then back up in the ring, you can't really do too much with him, because anybody put to the light, they're faulty in one of the two categories. He's actually able to thrive. He can sit next to Tony Khan and tell him, hey, chill out. I'm about to say this shit. You paid me to say this shit. You know why I'm doing this, right? You know Punk's coming back. He's the one who created the devil shit. I'm just saying it so that way he has a reason to talk to me. Now, boom, when he comes back and they're fighting for who the real one is, because Punk is responsible for MJF. Not only is he responsible for years ago when he didn't know he's existed, and he cut that promo in Ring of Honor saying he was the devil and the greatest trick, whatever. He let MJF beat him. And that boosted his ego to where he was able to be like, Tony, numbers, ratings, pay me my money, or else I'm not coming back. And you know what it was for me to see there 2 years in a row. I said last year when they didn't know he was going to show up, then for him to be the world champion full circle, and people really in there looking around thinking that he's not going to retain this shit. I said, these niggas are crazy. This is a full year grand plan. He must have pulled up to the fucking arena like, they thought I was crazy. They thought I didn't believe in myself. They thought all the other motherfuckers on the card were higher than me. Now I'm main eventing this shit. I'm going to cut a promo. I'm going to show you headlock takeover beating these niggas. But it's just disrespectful at this point. So I'm just like, Seth, you got to look at all aspects of this wrestling shit from all angles. You can learn from every heel person that's not even in WWE, because I feel like that's your problem right now. He's too complacent with the fact that he knows he's a shit in WWE. He don't act like nobody in the fucking world of wrestling can touch him. And me and you can sit here and be like, if Kenny put you in the ring, you can wear what the fuck you wear or whatever. Kenny will hit you with some shit exposed so hard, he would make you go out. Like, Kenny is the perfect opponent because he'd make Seth push his boundaries, and that would cause Seth to get injured because he doesn't do that on a regular basis like how Kenny has to with all this young up-and-coming talent on AEW. Remember, I said he's older than Seth, and he pushed himself against new people that they just signed to show this person's credible, that they could go against me. Seth ain't doing that. You got to work your way up and gain your credit and all that. As far as he goes, what do you think he needs to work on?
Just to be clear, how long did you say his reign was going to be?
Oh, I say his reign 5 months. Yeah, because right before the 6th one, just so he can have that longevity. But like, I don't feel Seth is somebody that can hold the championship for a year, because he did allude to the fact he's a Eddie, he's a Shawn, and never them hold that belt that long. That's the part of the reason you love them, because you're like, he should have had it more.
Yeah,
and that's him.
Dave was definitely giving it up more back then. I would say I could see Seth having a 3 to 6 month reign. I can't put an exact number on it, but I know it's somewhere between.
It's between 3 and 6, because he's gonna get to 3 off the fact that he's been 4 years overdue for a championship,
and that belt isn't gonna have the same lineage as the actual big gold. So he's got to actually stamp that belt a little bit before he just gives it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. The next match on the card would be Becky Lynch taking on the legend Trish Stratus. Bro, I get what Trish was doing, and this thank you Trish movement, she is oldest in some respect, but I just feel as though if it wasn't Trish, I wouldn't be supportive of it, just because like we've alluded to in the past, she hasn't had that just do before, you know what I mean? And she's kind of took a lot of leap and bounds.
Bro, if they had Royal Rumbles back then, Money in the Banks back then, Trish would have won them all. Trish would have won them all. And I feel so bad for her that they made these matches now and then they be trying to bring all the old women back to compete in them and try to give them a chance, but they never go over. Bro, Trish would have went over at least twice in a Royal Rumble back then.
And I feel like that's why they're letting it go slide now, because they're like,
exactly.
we had her barking like a dog. And I feel
for
like
you bitches,
and
for y'all.
And I feel like for a fact, Trish said we're gonna talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because WWE tries to not acknowledge things that they're frowned upon or they did in the past. But Trish is like, no, I'm here, and if you want to do this angle with me, I think the best way to really do that is
expose WWE,
like
expose them for everything that they made me go out there and do.
And I feel like they low key did that too, because just to show some woman equality, especially with all the shit going on with Vince and all the. Oh, look, we're willing to step up for our women, but but you got to use the woman that you were trying to have her bark on all fours and shit.
And what better person than Trish Stratus to represent every other woman that Mr. Man has disrespected?
Sexually harassed, because he did it on camera with her repeatedly. He had a storyline where his wife was so drugged up. He had his caretaker, that being Trish, having an affair with him and taking care of his drugged up wife, and he would have her dispatch her to wherever he felt like she needed to be in the arena to see example of her kids getting fucked up, example of him just fucking up, or him just expose himself to a young woman on just, hey Linda, you're drugged up. Trish Wheeler out here, let her watch us tongue down.
They would kiss in front of the wife, all type of shit.
So I just I give her respect because she needed to go over, but at the same time, Becky Lynch, it's too perfect, but it's too perfect. Like, Becky Lynch is really the right person to do it, because she is the only one in the women's division that cemented herself, that doesn't need the belt to define her. Not even Charlotte can really do that. That's why Charlotte has to take time off the screen, because they've too much identified her as just a winner. So Charlotte doesn't really have a character. You know what I'm saying? If she's not above you, she looks kind of weird, like you're standing there, you know?
100%. Also, I got to throw in there that new WWE formula. You know what I mean? Seth just won. Becky, you can't win after Seth. We can't have both of y'all winning. Happy. Y'all married, happy. Y'all about to have a nice car ride home listening to Taylor Swift jamming. Hell fuck no. Seth is about to be bragging the whole way home while you sit there quietly like, yeah, good job, babe.
Nose again.
Yeah, with your nose fucked up, okay? That's how it's supposed to go. And that was also kind of telling, like, at WrestleMania, when the Usos lost their belt. What happened? Roman retained.
And you know what I mean? He said, I was made for this day. I've been made to hold it down. And it just like...
That new WWE formula to look out for, y'all. It's real.
The algorithm is real. But as far as the match, though, it was cool, though. They gave him a nice little 14 minutes. They went out there and did their little shit. Yeah. You know what I was like? I like the storytelling behind it. This shit's not over. And I feel like a lot of positive outcomes came from this match. Not only the being... Trish is now seen as a real dominant, posable threat, even if it was a little altercation with Zoe Stark getting involved, and now a new star being involved. You're involved with Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, and your name is who? Oh, Zoe Stark. Now I got to look out for your name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big things come with her, which is actually interesting because I was watching Raw with my girlfriend, and I even said, I was like, I fuck with this person, like, you know, on just some straight aggression, dominance. Like I've never seen.
She looked like a female Triple H.
I was like, it's been a minute since I've really seen like a female wrestler have this demeanor and actually believable. And I was like,
she buff.
And I was like, you were talking about the mid-card title? I was like, she'd be the perfect person to inaugurate a mid-card title on her.
Yep,
and
United States Championship.
And have her dominate the women and make her really be like, you think you're the world champion or whatever, but I've been going through it. I've been beating up everybody. And start listing off people, the way her demeanor is, and you give her some credible victories. I can just see her carry. Yeah. She already carried the swagger like she's won everything.
Yeah, imagine her. She was showing out in NXT, bro. She's no joke. She was the enforcer in NXT.
Her finisher lets me know she is not to fuck around. When you get someone that's not scared to sell that shit, you get a broken nose, because Becky's like, I got full confidence in you. She's got a knee brace on. Mm-hmm. Zoe Stark got a fat knee brace on the knee she performed that shit with. Mm-hmm. So for Becky to not do that, no, she's crazy.
Yeah. Well, because I've seen her do it on other people.
Yeah, the way she did it on Becky was so quick.
It was
fast,
perfect,
and you didn't even that wasn't even like a.
She spent Becky's block. She
said, relax. And then all I see is gun. Oh yeah, that was lethal. I saw it before, and I was like a fan of it. The name's corny, but the move is not, because if anything, that's kind of crazy in the GTS, because GTS is concentrated. If you're not fast enough to put that arm up or react in some type of way, nose, teeth, everything getting hit. and you could chip, break, crack, puncture out. Like, that move is insane. That's like the toughest female wrestling move I've seen in a long time. And I've never seen it before. So I'm like, low key, this is Triple H, you got one. You need to keep her. She's your baby Rhea Ripley. She got the hard American appeal. She's not foreign.
Yeah, she got that. I'm out back. I go and capture animals with my bare hands
like
type shit.
I help my husband, and sometimes he be telling me I gotta chill.
Yeah,
like
sometimes I put him up on the sink.
She got this braid in her hair. That looks real aggressive. Like, I just look like your hair's gonna fall out any moment you unravel those braids.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, you, and it's perfect that
she looked like an ex-UFC fighter.
Bro, it was perfect that they paired her with Trish, because, you know, even when I was looking at her when she came to the ring, I was like, the first time I was like, you're missing something, but I see the potential in you, because you're making it up with your aggression and shit in the ring. But the swagger, how you're carrying yourself, you're doing a little too much. But now Trish is gonna tone that shit down, because you're gonna know to play it cool when Trish is on the screen and just be backup. You're gonna be literally watching her, learning how to move, how to operate. Yeah. So making Triple H is like, yeah, you want this old push, Trish? You gonna have to mentor some of this new shit.
Yeah, you have to be on some Ric Flair shit.
I was like, you knew how to carry yourself, and you never had no one to guide you. Mm-hmm. That's missing in this women's division. So now you're about to come and really guide what we got going while we got you.
Yeah, that's why they actually drafted her on the Raw roster. Yeah, she's not no free agent bullshit.
Because they need her to season everybody else around her. And they know that Lita is not that.
And she could be also Chris Jericho shit and make these names for these girls.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, Lita, you're not that, because you, like, you're moving.
Bro, Trish made Lita. Yeah, Trish made Lita. Let's just get that understood, internet. Trish made Lita. Understand that.
So it's just like, I feel like this is just a good pairing. Like, this is something good. Like, at first I thought it was bad, but it's just like, it's only bad because Trish is old, but it's not bad in no facet other than if Trish is the same age, this would be damn near top tier, but it wouldn't make the same sense. So I gotta tip my cap to WWE. This was good writing. I love all the Easter eggs they laid to this point, and then now seeing it captivate on the main screen, I'm so hyped. And now I look forward to see how Zoe starts to operate. WWE needs to listen, though. They need to operate some main mid-card titles. That way, it will just make it so easy for, see, look, my protege. First one ever. You see, a lot of firsts around here. Like, it would just roll. Everything would just start to roll. Then they'd have
the women's division, it's doing exactly that, though. It is rolling. And, bro, I'm just so hyped on this match, though, because I just knew it was going to turn out this way. And because all the reasons that we just listed, bro, like, Trish really deserved this moment. Yeah, Zoe Stark came from under the ring and got the best of Becky Lynch, and the rest was history. But in the end, a win is a win, and that's exactly what Trish needed from this whole entire thing. She paved the way for a lot of these women in WWE today.
Definitely.
Bruh, like, she's the reason they started respecting the women's division more, giving them longer matches, proving why women's matches can be main events, and pushing them to create other matches for the women to compete in. On top of that, she was looking excellent in the ring, from her looks to her moveset. I was just highly impressed, bro. And I'm just so hyped to see her back in this position. And I told you, with a little bit more time in the ring, she's gonna keep knocking off that rust. And sure enough, what's she doing in this match? She added like 3 other new moves in this match to keep it going. And there was like a lot of good spots, as you mentioned at the beginning. To be honest, bro, I don't even think she needed Zoe Stark to win.
She didn't.
But I'm happy that she did incorporate her, because it just made the win make sense.
Yeah. Not only that, too, like how I was saying, it had been bad. She's old. She didn't take away from the roster. She added to it. She just made a new star.
Yep.
Not only that, too, I'm going to say that what I'm seeing from this reign, not this reign, but this inkling of Trish, this new identity, it'd be a shame if they didn't give her a world championship reign just one last time with this type of shit. Because thank you, Trish, it's just too good of a catchphrase. And like, she never really had a gimmick like that. She was just, her gimmick was like her trying to sell sex. And this is not her selling sex. This is her showing her wittiness, showing her cleverness, showing her how everything's going to tie into thank you, Trish. Even the announcers are able to be incorporated. She never had something like that before. It was just Stratisfaction. And what the fuck is that? It's just her name, but it's not as clever as thank you, Trish. It's all a full circle moment. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
bro, and that also makes sense though too because she beat Becky Lynch. That's a former women's WWE
that's
champion.
what I'm saying. So if they don't captivate, if the climax of this storyline is Becky Lynch just beating her, that'd be dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
because she's
it has to lead to the belt.
Yeah, it has to lead to it's be her looking past Becky because it's not about Becky. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So that way she comes to the mic and be like, "See, this was never really was about Becky. You know, it was always about me.
Yeah.
and just trying to get the thanks I deserve
And
This-
proving that I can beat the top talent
and this
that you got today.
championship is the thanks I deserve. So
Yep.
once again, thank you, Trish. And I'll tell myself that because she got the championship. So if you don't do that, it'll be a waste of this shit. Because
Yep.
that way, Zoe Stark enforce her keeping the championship too. Not even like she needs her, but like she's grooming her.
Yep.
And then it's like
and then eventually Zoe can take it from her.
her. Exactly. That's how you bonafide and solidify a star. So
But
WWE.
my question to you is: it going to be Rhea or Asuka, or how are they even going to play that? I feel like
It'd
they
be
need to
Asuka.
just switch
It
brands.
had to switch brands, but it had to be Asuka because
Yeah.
Asuka got her momentum by defeating. You know, as we're going to talk about later in the show, got her momentum by defeating Bianca. So pretty much, just like take it off of her. Like I know Rhea's she not the
Yeah.
future. She been.
She been here. She been.
Let
Let me get that.
I've been more champion more times than
I'll
her.
give it back.
I'm about to be 8. What is she like 5? Yeah. Come on, H. You remember you did with me on camera, right?
Do I have to go to court too?
Do I have to show you?
Do I have to go to court
I didn't wasn't
too?
cool. Do I have to tell him I wasn't cool with that? That you guys told me that I wouldn't be able to.
Yo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So what? SummerSlam?
Oh, yeah!
I like that. That's what the big point.
Money in the Bank. I can see Trish winning Money in the Bank.
That's my point too. Cause why? She gonna have her enforcer bitch climb
Yep.
that ladder and give me that shit. It just don't make sense if they do not captivate with her winning the title for 8 times.
Yeah.
Especially because Charlotte's not fucking around, so it's not even like Charlotte can be like, I beat you. So I beat you last time you tried to win for the title.
Yeah, that's
keep
out of
it-
here.
Yeah,
That's
keep
out of
it
here.
away. Like this is the time because it's not. You guys looking for a real inspirational story? It'd be kind of a twist to have Trish Stratus 2023 summer. She's a world champion.
Yeah.
That'd be cooler because we wouldn't have to get that feel good women's champ, and then that'd actually be like something we remember forever.
Yes. And not this year's SummerSlam, like next year's SummerSlam. That's what we really mean. Because obviously Asuka has to have her run, and
Yeah, she can't go outside like that.
right, not like that, not that quickly. Up next, we got Mustafa Ali versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. This match honestly took way longer than I expected. I thought it was going to be like a 30-second type of deal, but Gunther ended up beating the hell out of Ali within 3 to 4 minutes, which I thought that was way too long. But I have to say, within that 3 to 4 minutes, I did gain a little bit more respect for Mustafa Ali. I ain't seen him do a 450 splash in I don't know how long.
That's what it's about, man. Honestly, I can't lie.
If he keeps this type of shit up, bro, he can gain more respect and stop being the ass of WWE. You know what I mean?
I feel like, you see, matches like this and competitors like Gunther are necessary because even though wrestling blurs the lines and it is fictional reality, the fact that Gunther's fictional character is so serious in the ring and he takes it serious. Even look at example, Mustafa Ali wasn't even as taking it as seriously as Gunther thought he should be.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that his intensity level is there, it provides the essence that Mustafa Ali had to step up his game and do moves he hasn't done in a while. He can't go out there and just get squashed like before. And the fact that he was in front of his people and his home country in a sense, it just really made him dig deep within himself and says, why was I being a joke for all those months when I'm a real competitor and I'm a special athlete like this? You know, they had a damn near a whole division that I was a face of, and that being 205 Live, and I'm still here. I didn't get washed down to NXT. I'm still on the main roster. So why the fuck am I playing with myself like this? Right. So Gunther is literally in and outside the ring needed for certain competitors to provide that spark, because you can't go in there just think you're going to half-ass, because the way he hits hard It's not like a squash match where they can throw you into the ropes and like, he can just put his foot up and then it's a big boot or like something like it looks like he's beating you down worse than he is. No, every one of them hits, we see them welts, we see all that shit. So you look stupid as fuck going out there thinking I'm gonna play around and I'm gonna just take the pin, because you're not gonna take the pin even if you really want to. Yeah. He's gonna ragdoll you around till he feels like that was a decisive victory.
Right.
So it's a lose-lose. Yeah. So you need to really just prepare yourself to, okay, I'm gonna fuck him up just as much as he's gonna fuck me up and get that win. Otherwise, it's a lose-lose. So I think Mustafa just really showed everybody else, don't go in there thinking it's gonna be easy.
I think the best bet for Mustafa Ali would be to go back to NXT. I can see him competing for the North American Championship or being another challenger for Carmelo's championship.
Honestly, the NXT route's not good for him because those people are higher than him in level and aspiration.
But it'll make him turn up, which is the reason why I wanted Dominic to go over there. I mean? It made Finn turn up. That's why Finn was able to come back to the main roster 2 times over.
That's only select few people. Finn is generational talent.
I mean, but what else are you gonna do with Mustafa?
I know. It's not a bad idea. But I just see him having that Apollo Crews effect. Because look at Apollo Crews right now.
I mean, he came back. Well, I mean,
he losing still.
He ain't but I mean, he got more respect on NXT though.
I know, but it looks good. But it just looked good. But in actuality, it don't look that.
But
good.
Don't you think Mustafa Ali fits more?
Yeah, he
fits over there more than him
because he can play that fake tough guy role way better over there.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is mine. Brock Lesnar looked at you and said, get a life, kid.
And I would take my ass over there or go to AEW, bro. Because I literally don't have no other solution for you. I can see you getting wins over there on NXT because you've been around long. You have that veteran experience or whatever they call it. So I can see you getting over and getting belts over there.
I don't even see him getting over in AEW. He'll trickle down the Ring of Honor if anything. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, that's what I meant. He's gonna go to exactly.
And even if Ring of Honor, I don't even feel like they fucking with him because they're trying to do is instill.
Man, he's an international superstar who's competing in Saudi Arabia, bro. They're gonna give him a title. If they're gonna give Cesaro the fucking main belt to that company, they're gonna give Mustafa Ali something. Hey, what that one dude say? He said, I'm believing him, son. Shit, that's a Mustafa Ali. He gonna lead there with something. Yeah, who would you want to see take that Intercontinental Championship belt away from Gunther? I got Chad, Shinsuke, Drew, and Damian Priest.
I'd say Chad, Damian Priest, because he's a workhorse and you got to reward him somehow after he was humble enough to obviously let Bad Bunny go over in their home country, because you know what that meant for the people and you know what that meant for him to show that he's a really that credible wrestler, to really be on some Roman Reigns shit, but you're not Roman Reigns because they only have Roman Reigns taking on celebrities like that.
And like I said, bro, like the gay and trans shit is hot right now. Like they're making it hot. Pause. But like that's not what we into, but I'm saying like that's why Damian Priest is getting over. Like because that type of community is, you know,
he got representation.
It's a big community, believe it or not. And that's why Seth Rollins gets pushed like that. That's why Seth Rollins keep coming out zesty and shit. Ooh. The shit is honestly demonic if we're being real with y'all. Because, like, that's just not in the Bible. That's not how we're supposed to be as men holding ourselves. So if you think that that's being a man, then yeah, no, something's wrong with you. I'm just being honest. And you guys can try to cancel us and do whatever you want, but we're going to keep the truth alive. That ain't right. That ain't right. You're not supposed to be, as a grown-ass man in your 30s, damn near in your 40s, with extensions, eyeliner, and motherfucking bustiers and all type of shit, and wearing blouses in interviews and shit. Like, come on now, we're going to keep it real with y'all. That's why niggas say pause, because we're not trying to be all that, bro. Like, come on. Like,
oh my god,
keeping it real.
But yeah, Damian Priest definitely, he's someone I can see, and like you gotta reward him. Like,
yeah, he's definitely
a workhorse of the fucking Judgment Day. You throw him in a match every Monday night because you know he's gonna shine, or he's gonna make the person in the fucking ring next to him shine.
Exactly.
That's how you know you're a fucking legend.
And that would be a great feud though with him and Gunther.
Yeah, because he
got the Judgment Day versus Imperium.
and he hits hard, so he's like, I don't give a fuck about you, big man. You want me to touch you? I like touching you. Pause. That's what he's right. I'm not scared. That's what get my shit. Pause. You're gonna hit him with that south of heaven. That shit. He said, I've been waiting for you. I wanted to know if I can handle that. That's him. He said, that's his whole thing. He's like, yo, you've been running for me. I've been U.S. champ. I'm trying to take on the continents. I'm trying to see what those be about.
Right.
You and your little work. You got your little friends over here. I see you don't like them wearing pants and shit. That is why. He's like, I'm trying to talk to Damien and Dom Dom, but Dom Dom spoke for a day. And then I guess Finn's over here. He just supports us. He don't want to get down. He's like, bro, they had a bunch of fried shit. They said it's like a bunch of like rainbow shit. They said this is like a great Finn Balor shirt. And I'm just like, why they do him?
Why? It ain't like that.
Bad dog. But him too. Even Finn. Fucking, Finn, have Damien beat Gunther up. And then somehow that breaks away Gunther's focus from the IC championship. Because he's like, you did this.
That's right. And then Finn win. Like,
it could be cool, but I don't know. They need to spice it up some way, somehow with this championship. Just because at the end of the day, you made it legible, Gunther. Definitely, I think Gunther would be the perfect candidate to break the Honky Tonk Man's record.
It's the Honky Tonk Man. Oh. I don't do Elvis impressions often, so that was actually good.
Oh, and Santino used to have that fake counter like at one point, but he was nowhere near as close to Gunther or believable to do it. So I think Gunther is that man. As far as Mustafa Ali, you can only go up from here because this Asuka thing didn't take you down. It actually brought you up a few pegs and people's textbook. So you need to try to capitalize on this and be in Triple H's face like, can I win?
Like, I think his best bet would be to cut his hair. Cut your hair, bro. Stop straightening it like Dolph Ziggler. That ain't your vibe. It ain't even Dolph's vibe.
We don't even tolerate
He's pushing it hard,
You're pushing it hard, and we're just like, bro, you're highlighting the fact that your hair can't grow.
Right. I think Ali just need a cool fade, cut that shit off, you know what I mean? And then take your ass on over to NXT and then challenge Wes for the North American Championship. He's already stamped himself as the greatest North American champion, so you would be the perfect one to knock that off and then add on to that belt's prestige.
But I honestly see that'd be his perfect scenario. But like, I feel like Wes would see him come down here and already smell that in the air. And
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Wes is not gonna go out like that. But no, that could lead Wes into getting.
I know, but he wouldn't even know. He'd tell him, "Can I just drop it?"
Yeah, if I was Wes, I would just drop it.
Look, see how the phone dropped when I said,
that's how real it is.
That's not going down. He's gonna look at him like, you've not held one belt on the main roster that's legible. Number one, this is my first time on NXT, and look how they're taking me. Look how I'm undersized and I'm dominating shit. I'm gonna go to the main roster. Wait, I'm gonna go through Carmelo because it just makes perfect sense. They got some type of history, and he gonna go through him, and then he gonna hold it down. Then after that, Wes gonna hold it down, and Wes gonna go onto the main roster, and he ain't gonna come back to NXT. So I don't see him saying, "Yeah, hey, I see," or actually Sean, because he's booking. Yeah, Sean. No, he's like, just have him win a battle royal or something. Like, alright.
Ali, with that being said, brother, you might as well lead a company because I don't know. And me and him, we think like the board of directors, the people that are writing the scripts, the people that are making these matches. And that's also why we can tell you who's going to win these matches. And we're on point with it every time. So it's just like, yeah, Ali, take our advice, brother, and either shave your hair, go to NXT and try your luck, or go to AEW and hold a Ring of Honor championship. They're going to give you something over there on Ring of Honor. They will make something over there. You can be the Ring of Honor Saudi Arabian champion. They got a belt over there for somebody, okay? So you'll do good if you ain't going to be successful in WWE.
Up next, you got a real competitive wrestling match, and that would go between Bianca Belair, and Asuka. Now, honestly, this match, it was cool. I feel like the match at WrestleMania was better, but the result I more look forward in this match just because of what it meant. Okay, Bianca Belair, I tip my cap to you, but Asuka needed this moment because she's
Yeah.
41. You're in your early 30s, probably mid 30s. I don't even believe that, but somewhere up in that regime. If Asuka was near your age range, I would say no. Bianca's fair. Fair is fair, and Bianca's having a legible reign. But I know within you, and WWE knows within you, you can top your first reign, and
Yeah.
you are the EST. And what better way to sell that than have you end a real legible 420-day reign, and the second time you hold that belt, it's longer than that time. And you're on the mic talking about how you're the best ever, and you had the longest reign then, and you still got the longest reign now. So that I really guess that makes you the what? The EST. So this is real, hopefully long-term booking. As far as Asuka goes, she's gonna have a legible match every time she's in the ring. So it's like, I feel like for the competition aspect of wrestling, this is better because Asuka doesn't have to really cut promos like that. She does her little vibe, and the other wrestler has to just have to fill in the blanks because she's carrying it just off of that. And she gonna hit you with that miss. She gonna hit you with some kicks, and she gonna tell a whole story without opening her mouth for real. So I'm looking forward to this reign and see her pop up on Monday Night Raw with the championship, bro. Her adding this miss and this evil factor, this is dope as fuck. Because we didn't get that many reigns with Asuka, but I think we got a good face reign, and now we're about to get a good heel reign.
And she really deserves this, if I'm being honest, because man, WWE has always been known for not doing the best with Japanese talent, and usually it's been Asuka that gets the short end of the stick a lot of times in these women's matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't even. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
They don't even acknowledge the fact that she won the first ever women's TLC ladder match, and then they try to promote that this first ever women's ladder match between Bayley and Bianca this past year. It was mind-boggling to me because I was so hyped when Asuka actually won that in real time because I was like, oh well, WWE's doubled down on you again. They're saying you're legible enough to win these type of special matches that they first ever create. That's a big prestige because you're going to be in a record book forever. So they don't put those safe bets on people that don't think it's going to have a good rapport with the company damn near 30, 50 years down because they're not trying to ignore you in the record book, you know?
Yeah, bro. I was honestly surprised, but at the same time, a side of me was telling me that it was Bianca's time. I was kind of looking on Instagram and I seen her hold the belt. And I was just like saying to myself, this might be the last time I really see her with this. I mean, it just seems like it would make sense about this time. Asuka's already lost at WrestleMania. They can't keep holding Asuka, so it just made sense. For you guys that didn't get to see it or don't really know exactly what happened, Asuka missed with the mist as she tried to spray Bianca in her eyes, and there was still some mist left over, like from her mouth, and like it was so crazy because as I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself like, that bitch is low key drooling mist. Like, if I was her, I'd still be trying to spit that shit on the bitch's up.
Like, it don't look good. Don't look good.
You know what I mean?
I feel like that is like a presentation thing, and I was thinking that those type of thoughts, but it's at the same time, it's like the mist is only supposed to be spat one time.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I was all like, so like I was like, yo, well, there's still a lot left over. If I was her, like I would still like use it in a sense. And sure enough, that's what she did. She put her fucking dirty ass fingers in her mouth and then put them in Bianca Belair's eyes, and then the rest was history. She didn't even do her normal finisher
that was so
to
innovative.
finish Bianca.
That was so innovative because, bro, yes, she did put her hands in, but they put a camera. You can see her like she spewed the shit off from her mouth to her hands, like on her finger. Like Bianca had her in the carry, and she's like, it was like Lance Stevenson blowing in LeBron's ear. He was like, oh, she's like, I got something for you. And then she said, they just in her eyes. She says, next thing you know, she's down and she just kicks Bianca in the back of her head. Boom. And then 1, 2, 3, you got a new Raw Women's Champion.
I knew as soon as Bianca gets hit with that miss, it would be over because of how she reacted the first time she got hit with that shit. I'm like, Bianca is black for real. That is exactly how a black girl would react if she got hit in her eyes with some miss shit like that. So, yeah, like she played that perfectly, and it just made sense, yo. It's Asuka's time. Bianca Belair had a 420-day reign, a dominant 420-day reign, and like you said, bro, she can definitely do it again. But you know, you got to look at the formula. The formula is appearing again. Bianca lost. That means what? Rhea Ripley got to win. So you know, the formula working. So that's just something that you guys can start looking into as you guys watch these matches. I could also see Asuka having about a 3 to 4 month reign. You know what I mean?
It's not gonna be too.
I don't think
She's not someone that gets oversaturated either. She's like a Eddie, like a Ray. I wish that they could have had a longer reign. Why they do them like that? Because she's a good talent and she's too consistent to a flaw. Yeah. So you know,
like Shinsuke Nakamura, I want to see him have more titles.
Exactly, but they know their moveset in the ring and their demeanor about wrestling isn't gonna whimper because they're not being champion because they really love this shit. So WWE exploits cases like that. Sucks to say, but you could clearly see when it's prevalent. Like if somebody does not give a fuck about this shit, but they know that they're selling tickets or they're a commodity, WWE is pushing them to the moon. Let it be Chad Gable, who's a pure wrestling purist in the gym. I watch him on his Instagram stories lifting shit that you would think Brock is lifting, but Brock is out there farming. But Brock looks the part. He ain't going over like Brock. Chad will win 2 weeks in a row. Third week he losing, and that loss will cause him to lose for the next month. And him having phenomenal promos backstage, entertaining shit with Otis, but he ain't winning no matches. Brock don't even got to talk. He winning everything.
If I was them, bro, I would turn heel. I would just turn heel. You already got Maxine, and she came in trying to be on some heel shit. So I would just play more into that shit. No, it's cool. Have her around, but then turn her into a fucking wrestler. Make her on some Chad Gable shit. Imagine that. Then not only is she looking the part, but she's wrestling like him. Bro, she's going to go over a dozen times over. Okay? 100%. So that would be perfect for them is to turn heel. But as I mentioned, if Bianca lose, that means Rhea Ripley got to go over. And that's exactly what she did to Natalya, bro. That was a squash match. I don't care what nobody say.
The match is 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Natty did not stand one chance of a second in that match. She was dominated from beginning to end.
And I know a lot of people are going to be upset. Oh, but Natalya is the GOAT. She's the best of all time, statistically or whatever. Or the fact that she has all these kind of, not all these, but like I want to say a good maybe 2-3 reigns as champion. If that, I want to even say maybe just one time. Look, Natalya, you have cemented this legacy of being a crybaby, and you've never really lived up to your last name. And I'm glad your last name is Nineheart and not Hart, because that allows you to live in this curtain. Because your dad is low-key a bigger legend than you, right? You know what I'm saying? And you tried to emulate and do a little bit. Like at first, you were coming out doing shit, holding shit down.
You're like Phoenix. Dom trying to live up your uncle's image, but it ain't working.
It's not working out because, for example, Brett was excellent to execution. You slipped. I don't know what it was. Like once it hit like 2014, 2013, you started focusing on being just a psychic to your husband.
Well, also, bro, better talent started coming in WWE around that time. Like that's also around the time Charlotte Flair started coming in.
Yeah, but they
needed somebody to go over.
I can't even say that. They need somebody to go over.
Like Paige. Paige is who really derailed Natalya. That's why Paige fuck with
Paige beat AJ Lee, and AJ Lee is able to bounce back. See, I'm saying, like, Natalya, I won't let
AJ Lee had a cult following. Natalya barely had anything. She was still on a prove it deal. You know what I mean? With us as fans.
And I'm like,
Paige derailed her.
You have all the technical ability in the fucking world, Natalya, but that's not your problem because you're in the fucking dungeon. Your problem is that you chose, instead of focusing on pure wrestling, you let it expose us to you on Total Divas and seeing how you really think and act. And I don't give a fuck if they give you a script or whatever. You have to put your personality to that script. Yeah. So that is you. And you're weird. And you are not really focused on wrestling like that. We know that. From off this shit, you only talk about TJ. Now TJ's not even there. And Cats. And now TJ's not there. You're in your early 40s, no children. You're just sitting there collecting a check. And now you got to get squashed. And I I hope you had no problem with this shit at all.
I'm sure she didn't.
Because you need to realize your time has passed. You never made it in no WrestleManias. You barely try to scrape towards being on the card of WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley never had to scrape. Asuka never had to scrape, and Bianca Belair never had to scrape. And those are 3 out of the 4 women
but
involved.
Natalia's been around longer than all of them. Like, she's really done it all.
Trish had to scrape. She's done it all, but she just.
I know, but she obviously was never as good as Trish. But like I'm saying, the best way for Natalya to even have some type of resurrection of a career is for WWE to create new belts for the women. Okay, Natalya could easily be a United States champion, be the first one to do that, or an Intercontinental champion, or North American champion, European champion, TV champion. Natalya could be the first, and then you guys can finally shut her up and add a little bit more prestige onto her career, and then let her drop the belt and then ride off into the sunset in peace. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, she really does deserve it because she has helped build up a lot of names, like I just mentioned, Paige, Charlotte,
she
Becky,
did do that.
You name it. She's had matches with all of them. You know what I mean? So, and they wouldn't be where they are today without whooping Natalya's ass. So, come on, WWE, look out for the one time. You know, you ain't got to give her no main WWE championship. No, just give her a TV championship. Something, you know what I mean? She couldn't even. WWE she didn't even win the 24/7 championship. That's how real it is. So, like, you know, the disrespect has to end at some point. She's a Neidhart that came from the dungeon. So, you know, respect her daddy by doing that much. You know,
they just do her the worst. It's sad to say, but yeah, big things coming from Rhea. I'm actually I will tell you this: I'm not interested to see necessarily Rhea's next opponent, but I'm looking forward to seeing Rhea's next type of real feud because this character is very imposing, and we need somebody. And I feel like this character doesn't necessarily need a baby face to go against him. Okay, just need somebody that wants to stand up for themselves. Stand up to this gothic, I lift weights bigger than my boyfriend, and I lift him up and carry him around, and I will step on you while I got him on my back type of champion. Okay? Yeah. I need someone that just has a backbone. That's why I just don't think it needs to be someone that's I'm going to do what's right.
It's got to be somebody that's got a...
They got some they on their bully. They be ready to press shit. Like, okay, she thinks because she's strong.
It's got to be somebody like Raquel.
Yeah, or... See,
or Nia Jax,
or like a Mia Yim. But the thing is, with the Mia Yim problem is they need to
not gonna work.
They got to put her more on edge. They got to make her see how
she's not gonna work. She just
because they made her just so lackluster,
and she just like kind of like out of shape in a way. Like she kind of built like what's his name, the Luke Gallows. She kind of built like Luke Gallows with female styles. So like. I don't know. I don't really see her as a champion. Like I just see her as somebody I see her exactly just somebody that beats people up, but not somebody that gets wins and belts. But she had a cool
moveset though. She just not getting the wins. I watch her matches. She could wrestle. She's just not getting them wins, and I feel like WWE fucked her up because you putting her with the only club, and AJ is the president of winning.
Well, that should have helped her.
And even that's what I'm saying. But the thing was, he got hurt right when they put her with him. So you just she put her with the group, and their leader's not there. You know the Gallows and Carl Anderson don't really try to step up. Ever since they first debut, they don't try to step up unless AJ's around, so they can all have some gold. They know that makes them all drive for it. Like when they first came, they was coming for the tag team championship. They beat the New Day and shit. Now it takes AJ to go get a singles belt, and they're like, "Oh, we got to step up to the plate," kind of like the Usos in a way, you know. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Mia Yim suffered because AJ pushes the winning mentality, and he wasn't there. So they just, "Me here, me chin, drink beer. Next round on you. What's for dinner tonight?"
Yeah, like that shit is whack.
So it's like it was weird, but I feel like the fact that she's versatile with the kendo stick, she has this hard hitting move style. I feel like she has the potential, but she has to have the credibility in the ring. So I see what you're saying why she's not, but that's someone they could work towards. But
and that's what I'm saying. Them bringing these new belts to the rosters would literally help them with these storylines and shit. I mean, like, it's so much easier to create storylines when you have other belts to put on people. You know what I mean? That gives you a lot more matches and stuff that you're able to make and shit. So Yeah, man. WWE, you guys are doing a disservice to yourselves. Every day you do not have a women's United States, Intercontinental, North American, or TV champion.
Yes, credit to AEW for pushing the boundary in those aspects because the women are justified. And just as we were just noting that the ball is moving in the women's division in the WWE is concerned, I feel like AEW is heading in that same direction. I'm loving what I'm seeing, as in they're turning up, as in these wrestlers are really providing good wrestling content. And now the fact that, as we're going to touch on this later, TBS Championship is interesting. I'm looking forward to that division blossoming as well. But moving on to our next match, Brock Lesnar taking on Cody Rhodes for the blood feud continues, man. I don't know how to feel about this because I feel like the storytelling aspect is great. Like both of them are doing good. I feel like Brock really respects Cody, and you can tell by his demeanor in the ring
Yeah.
with him because he's selling for Cody. Brock only sells for you if he respects you, thinks you're credible, and he sees the potential in what he's
Well, they
doing.
both country boys.
Yeah,
You know.
and he's looking at him like, all right. I feel like I just have a strong feeling like Dusty worked with Brock too. Just had some talks of him just like OVW, Dusty loved working with developmental talent. And even if he didn't, every if he ever saw Brock, he know he had something to say to him because he loves talking to the guys with that it factor. Because he had that it factor, no matter how he was built or whatever. That's what drove him. So anytime he sees somebody that
So
he
you
can,
think you better than these polka dots?
yeah, he can mold you because he know what it is. You gotta have that it factor mentality. So I feel like Brock sees that in Cody, so that's why he's doing what he's doing. But I just feel like this, like it's like he was alluding to earlier. It's not a champions, and it's not a championship aspiration. It's not a number one contenders match. There's nothing involved with a championship. Just the fact we know that Cody Rhodes was derailed from getting a championship. So if anything, he could quote unquote say he should have been in the headlining. He should have been in the starting match of this pay per view, but he ended up being the second to last match. And he isn't, like I said, advertised as a triple main event. So that shows what they're trying to do with him and keep him. He's not on ice because we're not going to use that. He's still hot. That's why they're still putting him out there and still having him, quote unquote, be a triple main eventer. You know what I'm saying? What's the stipulation match you think they could push for this? Because this is Cody's not done.
I have no idea. If I was them, the way Brock Lesnar walked off, it looked like it should have just been done. Let the story just be done right there. They look like they've really beat the hell out of each other. Cody's arm needs to heal. When Cody gets back, then he can start feuding with Seth Rollins again, and we can try to finish up, quote unquote, this story. But your story is never gonna end, bro, because even when you win a belt, you're still gonna
This
have
the
challenges.
Codyverse. This the Codyverse.
You
Welcome
know.
to the Codyverse. Because I fuck with Cody because he's so strategic with this shit, bro. Because I was even saying to myself, he's not gonna end his career here. He's gonna go back to AEW as the first ever nigga that went to a WWE, won that shit, and then gonna stroll back in on him. Oh, you guys remember you was dick sucking? Oh, you guys throwing my belt back at me? Y'all didn't want me around, but you're hyped. He gonna be that heel. He gonna be talking his shit. It just makes too much sense. I already got buddy in with these niggas. They gonna put that title on me. I've had the talks. I'm the one pushing it off because I know I'm gonna leave. I know I am. It just makes too much sense.
It's also that factor of, well, if you won belts in WWE, we got to give you a belt over here.
And that just gonna cement his shit even more. Like, yeah, I started this shit and I left, but I could have something that all these young bucks and the rest of my elite brethren don't got. I got that WWE championship. There is no what if with me. I went over there and did that shit. So he's so smart as fuck. That's why he's not rushing to have that belt because he's not trying to have it multiple times. Oh, I'm trying to establish that belt. No, nigga, I'm establishing myself, my family, and then I'm going back.
I'm not starting a wrestling company, and I'm not winning
winning
that belt. I'm gonna win that belt at least once. I'm gonna be either the first. I'm gonna be the first. I'm sorry, it's my belt. Fuck you. I made this shit. Especially if I'm a top wrestler like Cody Rhodes. Come take it from me.
Because Kenny got it. Kenny got it. Kenny made sure he's like, nigga, these young bucks they got their world tag team championships, and I already got those before them. Because I'm better than that.
And out of all people, Chris Jericho.
They just want to make sure
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is better. No, without a shadow of a doubt. Because let me tell you this: Chris Jericho would not have been able to do what Cody did at this point in his career. Like, no, because Chris was too busy trying to chase people at first. It took Chris a while to find his feet and know how to transcend the business and really scope and mold talent and do what he's doing now. And even now, it's kind of getting watered down because he doesn't know how to cut off a feud. Cody knows how to cut. Cody knows how to fuck himself up to an extent where you're like, damn, Cody, why'd you book yourself like that? Niggas, they be saying, Jericho, can you book the title and not win? You don't ever hear that with Cody. So Cody is so strategic. I just see from this, he's painting that picture because, nigga, when he gets that belt, boy, he gonna have a lengthy, strong reign. And he gonna take on all comers, and he gonna be a baby face. He gonna be that, I come to talk shows. I hug and kiss the babies and all that shit. But that's like, I just see that's why he's not trying to rush it. Because he knows he's going to leave and come back on AEW because he built this shit so strong. Nigga, he loved watching his little baby. Nigga, he watching MJF, his fucking protege, run that shit. Be the world champ.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he still has say of what goes on that show.
He still,
like,
he's
to
still,
an extent.
Yeah, he
like, you know what I mean? Hey, don't, you know I don't, hey. Nah, I still sign checks, nigga. Okay? I still sign checks. Don't play with it. So but yeah, bro. Brock won this match as I expected. There was no way in hell Cody was going to beat Brock Lesnar 2 times in a row. And that's also why I just want this to end 1-1, because I also don't see Cody Rhodes having the better record over Brock Lesnar. I don't see that. Brock Lesnar has been built up to be the beast incarnate compared to Cody Rhodes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just don't see Brock Lesnar letting Cody go over like that. Brock Lesnar respects him, but I don't think he respects him that much. In my opinion, Cody Rhodes, for the second time, got off fairly easy. You didn't have to tap out and you didn't have to say I quit. You just had a fake pass out to the Kimura lock and everything was cool. And Brock Lesnar barely brutalized you through that match. Like he barely brutalized you in the first match.
And somehow everybody felt so much sympathy for Cody. Because
I fucking hate
Codyverse. Welcome to the fucking Codyverse, man.
It's not, honestly, for Cody, I don't think it's fair to him. Because we've seen Brock Lesnar really brutalize a lot of people. I don't even have to go and name names. Y'all know the names. I'll just say one. John Cena. He dropped John Cena on his neck 16 times, okay? 16 times. And I didn't even mention the other suplexes he did to John Cena throughout that match. So we done seen, bro, Roman Reigns, every time he go against Brock Lesnar, he says it hurts, okay? I don't see that same hurt from Cody Rhodes. Like, I see WWE like, we got to really make them feel bad for you. So let's have Brock come out here and fake break your hand and then, like, also build you up on some John Cena shit to make it seem like you can overcome everything. So we're going to give you this titanium cast so that way you can go out there and still compete and have a legible match with him. And then, you know, you don't even have to actually lose. Just pass out. They're going to be like, you never tapped out.
Welcome to the Codyverse. You should just, bro.
And that's what I just don't appreciate. Like, okay, Cody can lose, but whip his ass. Whip him, Brock. Stop playing with him. It's like Brock is looking at him like, man, this is a kid. I can't even really do him like that. And I don't like that because Cody's like 36, 32.
He's 37.
37, nigga, 37. So it's like, whip his ass. His body is built for that shit now. He's buff as hell. He can take a real ass whooping. Throw his ass through the barricade. Put him through both the announce tables.
Oh, my God.
Throw the steps at him, Brock. Brutalize him. Like, why are you playing with Cody Rhodes? Like, you over here trying to, I don't know what you're trying to do, but I'm not fucking with it. So, I don't know. That's not the same Brock Lesnar that I'm used to. And I don't like Cody Rhodes getting off this easy, man. These matches aren't as entertaining as they could be to me. And I feel like that's why everybody else on the internet is talking about that this just pretty much needs to end. Like, this is kind of boring. Like, this shit ain't really got no seasoning, and it's just so random because Brock attacked Cody out of nowhere and still ain't said why. He just still been beating Cody up, and then we moving the fuck on. So like,
Because
there's no substance for real. Brock is just beating him up. That's why I'm like, this shit should just end 1-1. Brock literally looked back like, I respect you, kid. Like, let's let that be in.
I
Be
want
the
to see.
end.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to see Cody cripple him. I just want to see Cody take one swing to the back of his knee with something, a lead pipe, just something. And they're like, who would have thought? And that was just setting it over the top for me. And he don't have to win another match. Just having Brock be limping because of Cody would have me fucking crying. You know, seeing Brock walk strong, no nigga ever made him limp. Who got this nigga limping like that? Damn, bro, I ain't seen Brock ever get.
Oh shit, Kurt.
Kurt,
made
yeah,
him
put the
limp.
ankle out. Exactly. That's a. See, Cody just, think about it. Talk to the directors. Hey, fuck it. That guy said it right. Something that I fuck with. Hit him with the back of the Cody. Now my arm's gone. Brock's leg is gone. They cut a promo and say eye for an eye and some corny shit like that. I cry a little bit in my eyes, get it watery, and say I'll do whatever to win.
That's going to lead to a series. And that's also going to lead to Cody Rhodes getting fucked over when he win that world title.
Because Brock will come for him.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's going to be so much.
So that's probably why, actually, Brock would lose if they had another match. Because Brock Lesnar would be pissed off. And when Cody finally win that belt, he going to ruin that nigga's life.
Hey, bro, I just see
like he's ruined everyone else's.
So you support the lead pipe to the back of the knee?
I do.
Because that
sounds hilarious. And nobody would expect it. And I want Cody to do it in a suit too.
Yes, he has to do it in a suit.
He got to do it in a suit.
And Brock got to be talking shit. And we see Cody coming, and we can see it. So it's a meme. Yeah. A whole facial expression, watching the memes, watching him swing and take out that knee. Just watching trick. Just watching like. Yeah. Just swing that shit. And you see Brock, you hear Rocky yelp like a bitch. He said, and you see Cody stand over here in that suit, and he just says something that's either like real corny, he says nothing, or he hits him with a funny Cody Rhodes smirk and walk away.
Right. Just be like, see, who's the beast now? or he hits him over the head, or he hits him in the knee, and he's just like, so what do you want to talk about? See, it just writes itself.
He has to take something out. He had to show that he's not a pussy. Brock took my arm out, so I got to take his leg out. And it just be so fucking perfect. Because Brock's whole format and moveset is based on his fucking legs. So I don't need him taking out his arm so he can't do the Kimura lock. I need him so he can't have a firm base. So Cody can just figure four him to death or something. You know what I'm saying? It just make too much sense.
And Brock Lesnar pass out to the figure four.
Like, that's the dumbest shit in the world. He's so tough. When you're in the Cody verse, you don't know what might happen.
That's monstrous.
That shit would have me. That would be so fucking entertaining. And Cody would just stand over there defeated as he beat him. He'll still look defeated after he beat Brock.
Look sad like he ain't want to do it to him.
And look around like people are coming for him and shit. What we got for next up, bro?
Up next, we got Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. And, man, this was one hell of a match, and this is one hell of a story. And just to get down to the nitty-gritty of it, the Bloodline is over with, y'all. That's basically how Sami and KO retained these belts. The Usos ran in on some we gonna do what we want shit and ended up fucking up. It's really Solo's fault because Solo should have just stood there and held him in place so that way the super kick can land flush. But Solo let him go and then ended up getting kicked in the face. You know what I mean? Which obviously led Roman Reigns to being pissed off. So he come in and he's mushing Jay in the face. And he's about to turn around and do the same thing to Jimmy.
Again.
And this is the super kick heard around the world, y'all. Jimmy super kicks Roman Reigns' head clean off. And Roman is just laying face down on the mat.
He can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing. Got Jay screaming, Joe! Joe! Ain't even calling him Roman no more. Joe! Like, and Jimmy just like, bro, we gotta go. Like, I'm your brother, bro. Like, fuck that nigga. Like, that's what you should have been doing. And it's so significant because that's what everybody keep telling Jay after they get off on Roman Reigns. That's what you should have did, bro. And it's like, you wasn't saying that back then, no. Like, you was, on Roman's side. So, fuck you. Like, you hypocrite. Like, nah. Jay was the one that actually went out on the limb and had the whole match with him and all type of shit.
Yeah,
so
everybody was being cool and submitted to Roman.
Exactly.
So Jay was thinking like, am I doing the wrong thing or am I doing the right
Exactly.
thing?
That's the whole reason why this bloodline shit even started. This shit started with disrespect and it's ending with disrespect. So what do I want to see happen from now? I don't want to see the Usos have a match against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. That's not needed. No, SummerSlam is not the time for that. Roman already didn't defend his belt at Night of Champions, which was weird as fuck. So, no, bro, you need to put your belt on the line. I don't care against who. Put it against AJ. Put it against Bobby, somebody that really deserved it, real workhorseman of this company. All right, and then have the Usos come in, disrupt the match, make Roman lose both of those belts, and then we move the fuck on. Because that's what needs to happen from this. Like, it's time to implode this shit. Roman already reached his 1,000 day. And, yeah, man, it is what it is. What did you think about the outcome of this match, bro?
Overall, the outcome of this match, you're going to be talking about from years to come.
Yep.
Not only did Sami finally have his moment in the sun against Roman, infiltrated the bloodline successfully. Yes,
in his home country.
Yeah, in his home, basically his heritage. Sami was able to go to Mecca. Sami was able to just be in front of his people. He was able to introduce him and Kevin Owens in Arabic. And that was just a touching thing to see. Even me, I was sitting there just taking it all in. And I was just like, I just feel so good for Sami. Because if anything, this more than makes up for Montreal. The more people, you see all of them going for Sami. He had his chance to stand over the undisputed world heavyweight champion of the world in Roman Reigns. Lady, a picture that's gonna last forever. Him on the top rope, Roman looking up at him in disappointment.
Yeah, while he's holding two belts in his face.
Like, I'm just like, you. He's like,
Sami deserves this type of respect, bro. I hate that he lost it. The whole reason why he even joined the bloodline is because he is out here running from Drew McIntyre, and he was losing his respect, and then saying that it was a conspiracy that he couldn't win the title anymore and all this other bullshit. Because that was also when he came back off of that injury, though. Like, he just came back off of that injury.
Yeah.
So it's all like, bro, like,
his hair out.
Yeah, like he fucked himself up, bro, by looking like a pussy and all that. Then he went and lost to Johnny Knoxville. Like, it's just, bro, like, you done derailed yourself so far from that WWE Championship, bro. It made sense when Roman Reigns destroyed you at that pay-per-view. Like, we just seen it coming, bro. So, like, it was good that they still gave you your just due by giving you these tag team championships. But I'm just so hurt as a Sami Zayn fan because I just don't ever see him winning that WWE Championship again because of what he's done in his past history. He looks like his ceiling is a mid-card title right now. You know what I mean? Like, unless he can cut his hair and get the fade back and grow that bald spot right there in the middle of his head.
Oh my God.
And get back into it. But other than that, I really don't see it. Like,
yeah,
I don't see it in the moveset. Like, he doesn't have that same spunk that he used to come out kicking his legs and shit. Like, now he come out like he off a perk and he just
walk and just vibe.
He just vibing on some Matt Riddle shit.
Just myself. I'm about to go crazy, man. He don't do it. He can't even do that.
He come out like he on a perk or something.
He can't even do that tornado DDT through the turnbuckle ropes anymore. He said, "For 10, about to for 10." And Kevin's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "My back hurt. My back hurt. I'm trying to move it out." Bro. But overall, I feel like the outcome was needed. Once again, like I always say, Roman engulfs anything that he's involved in. So yes, Sami did get his moment in pictures and shit like that, but we're still talking about the bloodline and the fallout from this And the fact that they're broken out, so even if they are broken up, it's still the bloodline is the bottom line in that. And I feel as though this has elevated everybody involved. I know KO has main event in WrestleManias prior to this, but this has kept him relevant for him to not hold the World Heavyweight Championship, for him to tag team with his best friend in the real world and in the fictional WWE writing as a whole, and they're winning.
KO's got to win it one more time, and Sammy's got to win it at least once. He's gonna probably win it on some Kofi Kingston shit
because he. I know that loss to Johnny Knoxville was tremendous, but I just feel like
that set him back so much further than it did when he was already running for Drew McIntyre in that era. That was already setting him back because at that ceiling, his ceiling was the Intercontinental Championship. And then it seemed like he couldn't even get to that ceiling anymore until he joined the Bloodline. And then even in the Bloodline, he didn't use them to get a title. And instead, he didn't get one until he left the Bloodline, and it was just a tag team championship.
He low-key couldn't do that. He couldn't use the Bloodline because if I'm not thinking about it,
he could have used them.
No, I'm gonna tell you why he couldn't use it. Because storyline, he would have to prove to Roman and all them that he was not having no elite, no like colluding reasoning for being with them. So like, if he would have got that title, bro, they would have made him lose it, put him through mad pressure. He was pressured just to win matches, like he was had a championship.
I know, but like, I feel like it would have made it a little easier on him because then he would have been able to have a championship with everybody else, and that would have made the Bloodline look even cooler because it's like every member has a belt. So, like, just kind of like Evolution. At some point, every member had a belt. Yeah. So, like, I felt like that would have just made the group a little better. And I felt like that would have made Roman, like, almost trust Sammy a little bit more than his family, even more. Because he's like, all right, well, Sammy's still holding up his end of the deal. He's still got his belt. Why y'all ain't got your belt? You see what I do? I grow talent. Sammy's thriving. We got Solo. He about to get his belt. What's up with y'all? Like, that could have really, like, I don't know, gave Sammy some more leverage in this story, I felt like.
I also feel like because he's the outsider. So that's why Roman low-key didn't push for that. Roman's like, I'm for centering the champions. Us be the champions. The outcast is the outcast. He's helping us keep our championship. We're exploiting him.
If Roman really wanted to take credit for building a champion or building characters and shit like that, then he should have did it like that.
He should have in a way. But I see why he did it in a sense. Because I'm like,
especially like since he's not on TV all the time and shit. And then at some point he did have Sammy kind of leading the Usos and telling them what to do and holding everybody back from doing crazy shit. Like,
what's kind of crazy though? You have to look at it though, because Roman was even at the show. He was like, I can't believe you're never in my family. He couldn't believe he let him in. So imagine if he did let him in. I should never let you in. He would have been mad as fuck.
Well, that could have been even better for Roman because Roman could have been like, you see what I do? I'm the real tribal chief. Everybody around me eat. When you come around me, you win belts. I put you on the map. I get you main status. I get you the best matches. I get you the best titles. And this is how you play with me. Yeah. And like that could have also added some more on to Roman Reigns' legacy as far as him building stars and shit like that. Definitely. You could say, I rebuilt Sami Zayn.
He wasn't doing nothing.
He wasn't doing nothing. He was running from Drew McIntyre. Now look at him. Fuck is you talking about? Like, but the story is still I still like the way the story goes either way, but like I felt like if I was Sammy, bro, like I'm not helping you and not helping myself. What the hell? Sammy didn't help himself at all because he was so scared of Roman.
He had no time. He had no time because he didn't realize how deep he was in.
Well, at first he was helping himself because he got Roman to focus on Drew McIntyre.
No, that's the thing, right? But then he didn't realize how deep it was because Roman was smart. Roman was exploiting him without him knowing that. Because even everyone was warning Roman, and Roman was, no, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Leave me alone. Like, this is wise man. I don't need your counseling on this. I'm gonna get until I tell you why we got Sammy and working around. Just let him do what he's doing, and he literally used him until he got so deep involved with Roman that he couldn't tell him no, and that he fell in line with the Usos because he felt at that level. He was at that level, and he never had no type of championship, like you're saying. So that's why it's a manipulation factor. He needed to keep him without that championship, but keep him quote unquote winning. Because Sammy was winning matches, but he wasn't winning anything that was really important. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're making him think that he's a winner. He had that. That's what gave him this spunk, this bloodline mentality. Nigga, no one started how to win. He's main eventing pay-per-views. He ain't got no championship, but he's with the champions and shit. He started feeling like he's the champion. He started doing more talking than Roman. That's how he do it. He manipulated him because he knew I make you feel so comfortable, like you're a winner. By the end of the day, you don't got shit. Mm-hmm. So when I focus in on you, you're the outsider. Mm-hmm. What was Jay first thing to say to Sammy? Where's your belts, bro? You're gonna start getting belts. You see, we carry championships. Remember what Sammy was trying to do? Then he tried to get in the Intercontinental Championship with that cup. Mm-hmm. Lost. Yeah. And that was part of the little trickle effect of him started going down. Like, you ain't holding it down. Uso ain't paying.
It was fucked up because the Usos should have helped him win that.
But that manipulation.
But Roman told the Usos not to.
No, because he manipulated him. He thinking all that help Sammy was doing, he was trying to do what you thought, bro. I'm gonna put down payments. They gotta come help me. I helped them so much. And then look, push come to shove, that's when he started realizing they don't fuck with him. Because they're not helping you like how you breaking your neck to retain gold. They never there. They're like, Sammy, what happened? We thought you had that, Oos. And it started fucking his head up. That's why he started to be like, nah, Roman, you're evil. Because I know I go out there limb after limb. I still low-key, I didn't even need my help for Kevin Owens, but you had me out there, and I didn't need to be. Where was the Usos? I stood out here, and you was violating him in front of me. You have no remorse. I got to do something. Now I got to stand up. So I feel like I love Roman's character because it forces niggas to stand up for themselves. If you're not going to stand up for yourself, you going to... What he told Jamie before Friday SmackDown? I whooped you when we was young, and I'm going to whoop you now.
You gonna respect me.
I was like, this nigga is crazy.
Nah, shout out to Jimmy, though. Jimmy, his wife took to Twitter and said, when he get in this mood,
it's over.
It's over for them. Like, he do not fuck around. So, shout out to him because he started this whole entire bloodline thing before, like, they actually got into it by saying he ain't nobody's bitch. Well, keep that same energy, bro, and keep kicking Roman Reigns' head the fuck off. Because fuck all that shit.
Yeah. That was definitely a great way to end the pay-per-view. But up next, we're going to talk about NXT Battleground.